Well, good morning, Sheree, and thanks so much for joining us on CSI. It's amazing to be able to chat with you, and I just want to say congratulations for you've done like throughout the two lockdowns just so much. You've achieved so much, so I don't want to individually go through them all because there is a lot to go through. So congratulations.
Oh, thank you.
I see you everywhere, all your courses, all your bridal stuff. And it's just been amazing just to watch your growth coming right the way through. Do you want to give yourself a wee introduction and let everybody know exactly what's been going on?
Oh, yeah, thank you. Thank you, Samantha, for having me this little interview today. I'm Sheree Thompson, bridal stylist and salon owner of Siren Hair Art in Studley, Warwickshire. I've had that salon for 15 years, and I'm the founder of Bridal Styling Online Education that I started the very first lockdown, and it's just taken off by storm. And yeah, it's been incredible to share my education and my inspiration with a lot of other people and connect worldwide. I've really loved it.
It's been amazing. What would be your advice then for somebody that wanted to deeply go into bridal? And if at the moment online education is just so huge anyway, but what would be your advice to allow them to start their career?
Yeah, I think it depends on what sort of skill level you're on as to how much what sort of where you need to start. But as a main starting point, if you're already a stylist, I think that's a brilliant starting point because you already have that sort of foundation and understanding about hair, and then it's just focusing and channeling that into bridal work, because that is such a specialised area. And that's what my education covers. It just not only covers about the styling, the foundation of the styling, but also the approach and the skills that you need to be a bridal stylist, and the points that you need to have and consider to be successful in that, and also with the advertising, and how you share your knowledge and be able to get bookings and get work, and be successful with that. So I think it's great when someone is already a hairdresser because we're all creative people, aren't we? And I know a lot of people are worried about bridal hair because they're worried about the pressure, you know, and get flustered and confused, and you know, they're a bit put off about bridal hair because they don't want to have that sort of the pressure of doing bridal hair. But I'll just make it into something really fun and that should be celebrated. And we're all hairdressers because we love making people happy. And this is like the ultimate way. And we need to sort of take advantage of that and share that celebration with our brides.
Yeah. Back to that point of the stress of it, I can imagine how stressful it is. I used to do bridal hair before I started to like specialise in colour, and it's that one day in their life and the pressure's on to make it perfect, isn't it?
Yeah.
And then coping with the stresses of the bridesmaids and the bride on the day. And yeah, so if you want to get into something like that, you've got to take that on board as well, haven't you?
Yeah, there's definitely a certain approach that you need to be able to sort of put people at ease, share your confidence, have that right approach when you're liaising with brides, no matter whether it's video calls, emails, phone calls, or when you actually physically meet them for trials. It's having that correct approach right from the very beginning and letting them have that trust in you and literally completely trusting you to take care of everything, and then you're in charge and you know you have that control and that you can organize everything and everything will run really, really smoothly. And I know that the pressure is there, but it's just turning it around and making it into a positive thing, and learning to cope that way.
Yeah. How have you felt that the lockdown situation with the brides, because weddings have been cancelled, it's getting put back? Have you found that everybody is going to get married in August and September this year? Is it just all compact, or are they still slowly coming through? Or how has it been through lockdown?
Well, yeah, unfortunately, a lot of brides, for me and for many of the bridal stylists as well, they've all had to be postponed or rescheduled, not just once, two, three times, or even more than that. So I've tried to keep in touch with all my brides, and a lot of them have rescheduled dates and maybe have that confirmed now, which is brilliant. And definitely I've been saying it for a long time, but definitely the end of this year will be a bridal boom starting this summer. And already I can see it for myself from July onwards. There's definitely going to be a huge impact for this bridal boom. The wedding industry is reopening. You know, it's not just us as bridal stylists, it's the whole industry.
Yeah.
And we're definitely seeing a big boom for that for this year and for next year. And I think that will just filter throughout now. Bridal work is a huge industry, and it will never quieten down. But we definitely are experiencing this like really huge boom right now, and that's what I'm getting prepared for.
Yeah. I can imagine it's just going to be absolutely manic. What about in your courses? Do you help with because pricing's a big thing as well? You
Yeah.
know, thinking about taking the day out of the salon because you're a salon owner, so you'll understand how much you can take in one day. So, and on the courses, do you help with the pricing side of it on how to actually get it right so that they're not losing money and actually making money?
Yeah, I definitely advise and can answer any questions to do with that. I do have 2 complete checklists that I share now with all of my education students, and it's all of the years that I've been experiencing doing bridal work. And because I'm such a control freak and I'm such a perfectionist and I like everything to be organised, I
Yeah.
have this list that I live by. And when I'm booking bridal hair, when I'm talking to a bride, when I'm dealing with a bride, what I need on the day, I've got these 2 complete lists, and that's what I share with everyone on my courses, and which does really help. And we do cover pricing issues because it can differ. From a big one is location, and another one is your experience as well. But because I'm a salon owner, I do understand how important it is, and I do feel that bridal work, because it is such like an elite service, you should be charging between 20 to 50% more, if not more, if you're experienced. So whenever I'm doing a bridal work, if I'm out of the salon, I'm better off being there at my bridal work than what I am in my salon. So I'm sort of condensing 2 days work into one, really.
Yeah.
That's why it's beneficial, and that's why it's such a lucrative industry to be in. So people have got to really understand that and make it work for them.
And I think brides are getting on board with that now, aren't they? Because the amount of money that they spend on different locations and photography and all that kind of stuff, I think the price thing it's not such an issue anymore, is it?
No. Well, you get what you pay for, and people understand that. I think,
Absolutely.
especially through lockdown, us as hairdressers as well are really valued now. We know how important our clients feel that, you know, our services are, and even more so for bridal work because it is such a specialist service.
Yeah.
So you sort of attract those clients that you want. If you're going to put your prices down really cheap, then you're going to attract those type of clients. If you're going to set yourself apart and offer a really professional elite service and charge more for it, you'll attract the right clients for that. And people, all the brides have a budget, and it's not only for the photography, it's not only for the wedding dress, it's for the hair as well, because that's
Yeah.
just as important. And so they expect to pay more, and they do have the budget for that.
Yeah. Which is amazing now. So we've kind of touched on the bridal side of it. In the industry as well, though, Sheree, you have just done so well. You've had so many sort of publications, Hairdressers Journal, all the industry magazines. So not just working the salon and working your bridal business, you've been doing so well online and as I said, been recognised in the industry. What would your advice be for somebody that wants to become an ambassador, wants to be recognised, and what advice would you pass out for that?
Yeah, that's a great question, and it's a difficult one, because my advice is to choose the brand that you want to be associated with, that you love. I'm an ISP UK ambassador. I've worked with ISP pretty much the whole time I've had my salon for 15 years. So it's a product that I love and I use every single day. So it's not just all the styling products, it's the colour line. So I've worked closely with them for a long time. And yes, I was able to get onto the ISP Colour Rebels, their first Colour Rebels team, which is an artistic team, and I was with them for 2 years, and that led me on then to be an ambassador. So I think you've got to have the right brand image first, and that's got to attract the brand that you want to work with. It's got to sort of work together. So if your brand is about something totally different to what the brand you want to work with, what their ethos is, that it's not a good fit. So it's just having a little bit more awareness about your brand, what you love, what you're passionate about, and then working together with someone that does support that, and then building that relationship as well.
Yeah. So not being a massive colour, vivid person and trying to get on board with somebody that doesn't even do vivids, you know, so working out the background of your colour house, and what their ethos is, and making sure that your ethos matches exactly what they're doing. Yeah.
And also how you portray your work. If you want to, you know, show off the brand and show off your work, like, is it what that brand wants to advertise? Will they share that? Is it what they're putting up, what they're sharing? So it's all got to sort of work together with that, and they've got to sort of instantly see that your work is what they want to share and what they want to encourage, and know that that will support their brand as well.
Yeah, the social media side as well is it's hard work. It's not easy, is it? It takes up so much time. I keep excusing myself watching TV, and I'm like, I am working. I'm not just surfing. I am actually working. Yeah. But you have got, it's the same as myself. I've got my education Instagram and I've got the salon Instagram, and you've got Instagram pages for each kind of area of your business. How do you find the time to work them all?
So I've just got my personal Instagram, Siren Sheree, which is just basically a personal one, but to do with my salon and my work. So you'll see just things I want to share about what I'm doing and my salon life. So that has quieted down a little bit because obviously I'm not working so much in the salon. I'm just keeping all my clients updated. And then my other Instagram now that I use just for my bridal work, which is Siren Hair Art, that's the one that's gone crazy, that I work and dedicate a lot of my time to build that up, and that's sort of taken off really, really well. And it's great to keep the two identities separate because they are totally different. You can't confuse things or make things look confusing or misleading when someone's looking. I think when you're looking at an Instagram page, it's almost like you've got that 3-second window to grab someone's attention and for them to identify you as well. So if you look at someone who does, like you say, with vivid work, if someone was showing that to the best of their abilities and it was really clear, you would instantly be attracted to it and think, oh, wow, that looks amazing. Let's have a look at this. And like with my bridal work, I try and keep it clear. I could try and keep it like suitable to my brand, what I want to advertise and my work. And it must have worked because it seems successful.
Because it's just exploded. Did you not reach, was it 10K followers or something last week?
Got up to 10K now. So yeah, that's exciting.
It is exciting. That is so exciting. I'm not anywhere near that, but I'm working on it.
Yeah. One at a time.
I think it's right in what you're saying when it comes to the social media side. Some people will say to me, well, just have your clients on the education one because it's nice. And it is nice for them to see what else you're doing. But as you say, the reach out, that's two different avenues and it's a little bit confusing. Whereas you've got your ideal client that you want in the salon, and then you've got your ideal people that want to use your education. So it can be a bit confusing. So I think the best thing is just to keep it separate.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
What about advice? What other advice have you got for long hair? I know like things like preparation and stuff like that. What other advice would you give out to anybody that wants to specialise in long hair?
Yeah. I mean, first of all, not be afraid, because I'm absolutely obsessed with long hair. And I don't know, it's difficult for me to understand why people are afraid of that. Because once you get practiced and you know how to style it, it can be really, really easy. And that's why I like to, with my education, I love to break it down and make it a really simple, easy pattern that everyone can follow. And a lot of the people that do my classes do say that they feel that it's more approachable, that they can really understand it. It's a simple pattern. And just to make them think of it in a totally different way that does make things so easy and clear. And so, yeah, first of all, not to be afraid. And also to understand the importance of a strong foundation within a style. That's probably about 80% of the work. So if you get the foundation correct, I always like it to the foundation of a house or property. If that foundation isn't strong, no matter how pretty you make that house, it will never be strong. It will collapse. It will fall apart. It's exactly the same with hair. If you build a strong foundation and get that perfect first, the rest of it is the easy work. You just put it all together step by step, and then you create a beautiful style, and you have confidence that it will last and it looks amazing. And that's like the show-stopping hair then. But it doesn't have to be overcomplicated at all.
Yeah, yeah. Trials is a massive thing, because how do you work that in? Some brides want it to be exactly how it's going to be on the day, but I think it's quite difficult to be able to recreate something exactly the same. Would you advise, when you're doing trials, that it's a quick, this is roughly how it's going to look, or would you go whole shebang and actually do the complete finished result?
Yeah, that's a brilliant point. I think when I'm first meeting a client for a trial, I would have already gathered a lot of information, and this is what is included on my lists of all of the questions, all the information I need to before I even see them. So I'll have a story in my mind already, and I'll almost sort of know what their inspiration is, what their hair's like, what I'm going to be doing, what I need to be prepared for, what I'm getting ready. And that's a really big part of it. So I'm not meeting them and feeling all flustered and thinking, oh, I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
So I'm already prepared. And then when I'm doing a trial, I will allow a certain amount of time, and I might trial 2 or 3 styles in an order that works with how their hair is styled. So I might build up a smoother, simpler one, and then build it up to more of a detailed boho one. So I'm not like working backwards on myself. I'll be taking photographs and explaining everything as I go. And if they do want to perfect a style, so I'll give them time to have a look at photographs and go back over it. Sometimes they might fall in love with it straight away and go, right, this is the one, you don't need to change a thing. Or sometimes they need to have time to consider it and look at photos, show their family, which is brilliant, and I do encourage that as well. And then I'll say, if you do want to really perfect it, then we need to do another trial. So I won't ever guarantee that final perfect finish on the very first trial, but if they feel they want to try it again, they can have a second trial. Or if they feel confident in what I've done, then I'll know I've got all of the prep, I've got all of the plan in place, I know exactly what I'm doing on the day, and then I know that style on the day will be even better, and they will be, it's almost like under promising and over delivering. They'll always be blown away and amazed. So yeah, that's how I feel that it works for me.
I think that advice is amazing, because I've made the mistake before where you loads of back brushing in there, you've got this amazing thing, they're like, can we maybe, so the point that you made of starting off simple and building it up that way, that's great advice. I wish I had that advice years ago, because as you say, you're not working back on yourself, you're just working forward, which is amazing. But I think the list idea that you've got, and you being like so like pernickety with it, is as an amazing thing, because like as you say, you live by it, so you can just work through that list so you know exactly what you're doing and where you're going. Awesome, that's brilliant. Is there anything else that you want to chat about, anything else that you want to get across about your courses, how long they are, anything you want to tell anybody that's listening to the podcast?
If they're interested of my online education, I've got a March date which is already active. My next masterclass is the bank holiday Monday, the 31st of May. What I cover is like a 2-hour education. We do 2 styles live that I choose and style specifically for that class. So that those styles that I'll choose for your class will be specifically and bespokely made for the education that I deliver on the day live to my students. It won't be shared anywhere else. And so the styles that I'll create will be something either a little bit more modern and on trend, or something a little bit like easier and simpler that are still inspired styles that brides will look for. So it's things that I'm thinking of that I know will be part of the collections that are going to be important for 2021, 2022. So I've sort of studied the trends and what people will be looking for, what they're inspired by. And then so I'll be doing 2 of the styles. I'll talk talk through my 3-step solution about the approach of when you're styling a bride and how you deal with a bride and the approach that you need and what's important. And then I talk through everything step by step on how you build the style, because I almost like develop a blueprint pattern that they can follow and keep it simple. And I'll have pictorials for each style that they actually get to keep. So they have a week access with the course, but they also get to keep the 2 pictorial styles. So as like a visual reference that they'll never forget. They can have that with them, keep it in their salons or freelance work. And if they're doing a style like that or similar, or they just want that little bit of inspiration, they can always look back on that and know the steps that they're following. And they also get to keep my 2 complete checklists of everything they need to know and plan for when doing a wedding. And then we sit down and have like a little Q&A. So if there's any specific questions like pricing, how you deal with this situation or that situation, or how do I secure the pins better, any questions that they might have, no matter how silly or how complicated they might be, I'll sit down and talk to them and answer any questions. So they feel they're getting the maximum amount and as much as they can learn and get from me within the class and within that week then. And that's what my education's all about. And people seem to enjoy it, and I love it.
Yeah, so anybody that wants to do bridal hair, they need to come to you then, Sheree, because you've got this blueprint that you're just going to plop on and everybody's going to learn it so they can just go away. There's no difficulty. You've got it all covered, checklists a lot, all covered so that they can just get going and get started. All they have to do is just practice and come up with their own sort of a twist on it.
That's what I love. Amazing. Yeah. It is important that they practice it themselves, because even myself, if I'm learning a new style, and I've never done it before, I have to give myself time to practice. So it's again taking the pressure away from yourself, thinking that you have to have it perfect the first time. You don't. You just practice it, and then you'll feel more confident on the placement and the position and how you hold your hands. But everything I think of and create, I'll try and think of the easiest way to do it. And if there's like a little cheat way, I'll be sharing that as well, because I'm all about the cheats that's going to work and make life,
anything that makes life easy.
Work smarter, not harder.
That's the one. What about like Sally doll heads for people to practice on? What is your advice? What's the best ones to get? Where to get them?
Yeah, I'm an affiliate for Pivot Point UK. They're an international brand and they're getting big in the UK as well. And their mannequins, you ask a lot of educators, they know that the Pivot Point mannequins are the best quality ones. I feel I've had a few others, and obviously like the cheaper ones you can get from college. But if you want something really high quality and to invest in, to build up your portfolio, to get amazing photographs, to have more real life work, and to obviously build up your business as well and have that for practicing and taking photographs, then I do recommend those. And anything like that I have that I can share my discount codes with, I share all that with my students as well. They get discounts on loads of other tools and things like that.
Excellent. Do you want to share your discount code so that
so on Pivot Point, they had the 25% lockdown in offering lockdown, but that ends the 31st of March, so that's very soon. But I do still have the unique discount code, so you'll get 15% off from April. Like people have to call or email directly quoting Sheree 2020 and they get 15% off the mannequins and any of the tools. But at the moment until the 31st it's 25%. And then other things like the Pro Hair tape and other tools that I love to use as well, I've got discounts on those. So I always share that, and anyone can always DM me and ask me.
Excellent. That's brilliant. That was going to be my next question, actually, was tools. What would be your recommended tools? What is your go-to? What can you not do without?
I've got quite a few tools that I've now collected from ClaireLouiseHair.com, and I found her in the first lockdown. She's a UK supplier for the Lorna Evans tools in Australia, and some of those tools are absolutely amazing. So things like the tool belt, the big tail comb, some of the section clips, the Weave It tool. I use that all of the time on my education, and people spot it and see it and think, oh wow, that's really, really good what you're using there. And because I've been it all the time and every day. I know that I will not do a wedding or style anyone's hair without them now, because I know how good they are.
I love the tool belt. I see you with your tool belt all the time, and it's like, I really need to get one of them. I wonder if I could keep all my tint brushes in there as well. It'd be awesome.
That's it. So I do have a discount code for her as well, which is Syra.
Right.
So I share that to anyone that is interested, because I'm all about like sharing inspiration, and if anyone can get any discounts on the tools that I use, I do like to recommend that as well. But yeah, the tool belt, the big tail comb, my certain section clips, the little flat clips, all of my ASP products. I am trialing some of my own styling range as well. That's
I noticed that. How awesome
coming out
is that?
soon, but that's still under trial right now.
Yeah.
That's exciting. That's a new venture for me, and I'm excited about that.
Excellent. That's because I've seen a few little snippets, and I've seen like
teasers.
and I'm like, oh, that's just a nice wee sneaky peek in there. But that's how awesome is that, to have your own range coming out soon? That'd be amazing.
Yeah, I can't.
Well, it's been amazing chatting to you, Sheree, and it's great. And everybody that's listening on board, remember that you can go into Sheree's DMs and get some codes for some discounts and stuff like that if you want to build up your kit, because it is quite expensive when you're starting out and you need to build your kit back up. So the discount codes will be there, which is really appreciated. But thank you so much for joining me this morning. It's been awesome.
Oh, thanks for having me, Samantha. I've enjoyed it.
You're welcome, and catch up soon.
Yes, brilliant. Thank you.
Okay then, speak to you later.
Bye.
Bye.